Hello, welcome to the Father Samba podcast. With me is my friend Evan. He is a math education major, and we're going to be talking about some great, interesting subjects.
Yeah, definitely good to be here. Studying my senior year this year at Grand Valley State University up in Michigan. I'm studying to be a high school math / economics teacher, as Sam said. Listened to the podcast for a while now, and definitely glad to be here and dive into things. I definitely love having a good conversation.
I'm no gastroenterologist this not to be that guy, but with your air freshener having it in the bottom outlet.
Yeah? Does that make you uncomfortable?
I mean, it's your life and all, but just like you're blocking a whole outlet.
Okay, I honestly agree with you. If I had something to plug in there, I'm gonna move it. But the problem is I don't. So I feel like since it takes up the entire space of the outlet, I want to utilize the space as much as I can. So to me, if I put it on the top, I feel like I have to use the bottom outlet for something. But if I put it on the bottom, I'm like, okay, I don't need this outlet. But that kind of, I don't know why I thought that way, but that was kind of my initial thought process. So I put it on the bottom just for that reason alone, and then it just makes the room feel more complete. You know,
okay, yeah.
Everything's being utilized the way I want it to be utilized.
Be great aesthetics. Okay, and if you don't know, I'm at his apartment right now for college. Just given the context.
Yeah, so just moved in yesterday, and it went fairly well for the most part. A lot of going back and forth, you know.
At least you have an elevator, though.
That's true. Last year I did not have an elevator. That was a pain in the butt. Trying to drag a... How heavy do you think that was, that TV stand?
That was probably somewhere between 60 to 100 pounds.
Yeah, it was a decent size. Trying to drag that up 3 flights of stairs with the stair width, God, what would you say, 3.5, 4 feet?
Yeah.
If that. Maneuvering the different corners and that type of thing. That was not fun. And then food poisoning 6 hours later.
God, wait, was this the food that we ate?
It was where did we go? Freddy's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something I ate there. I don't know what it was, but it was something from there, and as soon as I got back to the apartment, I was out. I was MIA for the next 3 days.
Dang.
It was not good. I had to miss my first day of resident assistant training, and everyone was like, where are you? I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm zooming in from the shitter.
Dude, did you remember that one video of her sitting on the toilet? Sitting on.
I still have it. It's on my laptop. It's saved under videos. And I actually pulled that up the other day because I was going through all my different files. I was like, oh my god, this is still a thing. I forgot that I saved that.
Yeah, because when I made that video, it was an homage to a video from, I think, 2009, I think it was, where it was that one woman.
Yep.
Where she stole her brother's camcorder, and then she just filmed random videos. She would usually delete them, but that was one that she forgot, and then her brother uploaded to YouTube. YouTube
great.
was so brutal back then. It was, you could watch full movies, TV episodes. It was amazing. I mean, sure, It was in 240p and the image was flipped, but you could watch full episodes and it was great.
But gosh dang it, you still got those free content.
Yeah, it was free and barely any ads. They have an ad at the bottom of the screen.
I think that's what really makes me upset about YouTube more than anything else now, is the fact that you have to watch. Now it's 2 ads, and you can't even skip them anymore, so it's just not worth it to be able to watch that. Although, if you really want to watch videos on YouTube, albeit it's kind of going downhill at this point, if you pull it up on Safari, you can just press the refresh button if you're on your iPhone or iPad or anything like that, and then it automatically just skips it.
Dang.
So that's a good hack. So never use the app if you're using some sort of mobile device.
The app is crap.
But the app is crap. I feel like they're gonna eventually find a hack to get around that, or some sort of software update, so people can no longer do that, and they have to watch a video no matter what, even if you are on Safari or Google Chrome or what have you. So I'm just waiting for that day. So I'm still watching a few things here and there. But if it gets to the point where I have to watch an ad no matter what, then it's going to be all right, I'm out. See ya.
For real. Because I feel like they're going to eventually override any ad blocker. Because that's the only way I can watch YouTube, because I can't watch 5 ads. And I'm not paying out the ass for a subscription service. For YouTube. Remember when they had the original shows, like the one with Logan Paul? It's like, goddamn, you think Netflix has bad shows? YouTube's was below the bottom of the barrel. This is complete garbage.
So, it's definitely hard because, in one respect, there's the idea of these content creators, they're trying to make money, they're trying to make a living for themselves. So, I understand that aspect of, like, individuals who are using YouTube as their means of income, and they're putting ads in their videos in order to monetize and create a living for themselves. That part I understand. But when it's a more, like, corporate side YouTube video where it's, like, a clip from, like, an NBC show, ABC, CBS, something like that, and they're showing me like 7 different ads. I'm like, okay, you own your own ding-dang TV station. There's no reason that you need to be putting additional ads in the YouTube videos. Like, you should be using those videos to attract people so that you can sell your subscription on whatever platform that you have, and then that's how you make your money. That's, in my opinion, you use YouTube as like your trial service to get individuals interested, and then you sell the subscription to do the full episodes. If we can get to that point, I think that'd be really nice.
Yeah, we did a little bit of that back in the days of early YouTube, because I used to watch clips of The Simpsons back when Hulu had clips. Mm-hmm. This was back in 2008 or whatever. That was back when you had NBC and Disney, ABC, and Fox all collaborating. That was a good time. You can watch about 3-minute clips of The Simpsons or whatever, Simpsons, Family Guy. It was great. But yeah, I remember the days when Netflix was just, you send them the DVD in the mail. And the instant queue thing was really primitive. They didn't have a lot. They had a couple of animated DC superhero movies, a couple of things like that. But once they actually had the streaming service, I'm trying to think, this is back in 2009-ish was when they introduced that. I remember we had to put in a disc in our Wii to watch TV shows.
Oh, I remember being jealous of people who had the Wii. I was like, man, I wish I had one. We got, my dad works in a warehouse. It's kind of like an off-brand Barnes & Noble. Every once in a while he would bring something home that goes to the warehouse, just kind of as like a little, hey, surprise. It was always kind of a neat little treat, when I was a kid. And one of the things that he brought in was, it was like an off-brand Wii. And I was like, this is a thing, but okay.
Was it a D?
Yeah.
Or a Yee?
Yeah, pretty much. So it had different games pre-uploaded, so you couldn't put in CDs, you couldn't download any new software. It was all predetermined. It was essentially
plug and play.
It was a plug and play, and it was essentially like the sports games on the Wii, like the Wii Sports stuff, and it was actually really fun, and that was really cool to see. But no, I was always jealous of individuals who were able to get the Wii. But I never got the Netflix, where you had to, send in the DVDs. I remember that time, but I was never part of that. We always went to Blockbuster when that was still a thing, rented movies at the library, or if we were feeling really ballsy, we would do a Redbox. But, we never ventured out into the Netflix side. I don't even know if our family realized that was a thing or not. But those were always our top 3 content consumption avenues, if you will.
Yeah.
It was the library, Blockbuster, and Redbox if we were feeling lucky.
Yeah, the library was the big one. My parents just got sick of video stores because they would keep saying that we didn't return the videos, even if we did. And some of the things that we ended up watching, because it was in the movie, it was weird because we were just walking around trying to see what our mom would let us borrow. One movie that we borrowed a lot was called the Ketchup Vampires. It's this one, I think it was made in Germany or Hungary or whatever. It's from the 90s. Uh-huh. It's this really shitty animated cartoon thing where it's vampires, where they're not regular vampires. They drink ketchup. They're ketchup vampires. But then there's some vampires who wanted to bring back Dracula so they can go back to drinking blood.
Uh-huh.
So I watched that this Halloween, and wow, it was awful.
Yeah.
But you know what? It goes to show that nostalgia is very rose-tinted. Because back when I was a kid, I was like, yay, it's the Ketchup Vampires. And then one of the things I remember was there was a baby that got dropped off to where the vampires lived.
Yeah.
And then the dad was like, oh, what do babies drink? And the little kid was like, ketchup! No, they drink milk.
Oh yeah, I've never heard of that one before. The ketchup. What did you say? The ketchup.
Ketchup Vampires.
Ketchup Vampires. That's a new one for me. I don't think I've ever heard of that one before. It sounds like very your style of cartoons and that type of thing.
Oh, the obscure.
Just kind of more abstract, more just kind of like.
Yeah, I have a very weird way of just finding stuff, you know.
You never surprise me. Opposite of that. I feel like there's always something that's new and different.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected, but that's what I enjoy talking with you because you never know what's gonna come up. Like all of a sudden you just start talking about something random. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, I actually had a really weird dream a couple nights ago.
Really?
So I had this dream that there was a raccoon in the house.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to get the raccoon out of the house, I decided to pull out a gun and start shooting at the raccoon. Of course, I was missing because moving target.
Yeah.
The weird thing was my mom wasn't angry about me just pulling out a gun and shooting at a raccoon.
Huh. What kind of gun was it? Do you remember?
I think
it was like
it was
a little pistol or like one of those giant.
I'm trying to think. It was probably a handgun.
Yeah.
I'm not the gun expert, as you can tell.
Just pulls out a little pistol and 9mm semi-automatic.
Yeah. It was hard to get that compass just right. Trying to aim. But the weird thing was, okay, I have a dog who loves chasing animals. The dog wasn't trying to chase the animal.
Just kind of sitting there?
Yeah. Really odd and peculiar, because it's a raccoon.
Uh-huh.
It's a trash panda. Those things don't belong in the house. So,
well, there's there's always the caveat. I've seen people who try to domesticate raccoons and own them as pets. Why you would want to do that, I have no idea. But to each his own, I guess. So what ends up happening? Did you end up shooting its head off, or?
I don't quite remember. It just ended with me missing a couple shots.
Gosh, I don't know. I always feel like. Either I don't dream, or if I do it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks straight. It's very cyclical, and I'm on the butt end of the dream phase right now. Had one a couple of days ago where, so I recently got into a car crash over the summer, absolutely nasty, head-on collision. Had to total the car, not a fun experience. Still dealing with the insurance companies and trying to get the paycheck. We just got the title over to them, and hopefully we're getting the check for the car they destroyed because it was the other driver's fault. And I had a dream the other day where I was just driving the new car that I got, and for whatever reason I saw a Meyer. And I said, you know what? Screw it. And then I just turned the wheel and just started gunning directly for the Meyer store. And my thought was, let's just see if this car can make it through the building. Why? I have no idea, because my conscious self would never do that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But in my dream, I was like, yeah, this seems about right. So I end up doing that. I, jump the curve. I end up on the highway somehow, and then I end up in a ditch, and then as soon as my car went into the ditch, I woke up. But it was one of those dreams where it felt so real, you know? So I was crapping my pants because I was like, oh my gosh, the car that I just got wrecked. And I just had it for literally 2 days. So I was so upset with myself. And then I woke up, and it was just that sigh of relief, oh my God, it's not real. Thank God. But is that just me, or have you had that, where it's a dream's just so real, you're like, oh my God, this is real life?
Yeah.
You know?
I had one dream where I was trying to talk to my dad about money stuff, but he kept changing the subject. He was like, that doesn't matter. The new season of The Witcher is coming on Netflix.
What?
Yeah, he was more focused on the show coming out than actually me talking about money stuff.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, he's watching a lot of new stuff on Netflix, but he just wouldn't talk about money. It was just, The Witcher's coming out. There's a new season. It's going to be great.
Oh, man. That's... Well, I mean, there's some people that are like that, they don't give a crap about finances, and, every person's priorities are different, and I feel like it's just kind of dependent on their upbringing and what they need to focus their time and attention on and that type of stuff.
The weird thing is my dad actually is getting very cautious about the money. We're listening to Dave Ramsey and all of that, trying to get debt paid off as soon as possible.
Yeah, Dave Ramsey, he's a very good starting point for figuring out financial freedom and how to, figure out finances, because that's something that's really important to me, is being financially independent. But there's some things I very much agree with him on. There's other things where I don't agree with him on, specifically the credit cards. He says, don't get one, absolutely never have one. And I think it's, don't get one unless you have the discipline to be able to have one. Because there's some people that will get it and then end up maxing out their limit every single time they have the chance to. It's like, you have to understand that when you have a credit card, you're entering into a debt contract, essentially. So, the other company, whoever you have the credit card with, is paying on your behalf, and you have to pay them back. But people see it as, ooh, just a free extra $250 or $500, however much the limit is. And I'm like, that's not how that works, Susan. Like, what? It just absolutely blows my mind. And credit cards are great because they build up that credit score very, very well. You can have cash back. There's a lot of benefits to having a credit card, but you just have to have the discipline to be able to have one. And I think a lot of people don't.
Yeah, for real.